guys, Josie here. So, as you may or may not know, I'm an au pair from Australia living in Germany for a year. So, what this video is 10 differences comparing Germany and Australia. So, things I sort of like or dislike, not necessarily like or dislike, but just things that are different. So, hope you enjoyed the video and let's go. So, number one. Now, in Germany, or at least here in Bremen, pretty much everyone goes by bike everywhere, or takes the tram or bus, but like bike is probably your best form of transportation, and it's both good and bad. It's good because, you know, exercise like all the time, and everything's super close anyway. It takes, if I were to ride my bike to the airport, which is on like the other side of Bremen, it would take me maybe 20-25 minutes at most. I rode my bike like way out to like the outskirts of Bremen the other day, and it took me 20 minutes. But a bad thing about like not going by car pretty much anywhere is when it's raining, you still, if you've got somewhere to be, you've still got to go there. So you've got to go in the rain. So that's fun. Number two. So number two is everything is closed on Sundays here in Germany. Like, why? I mean, I get that it's like the Sabbath day and all that, but you can still open things on a Sunday because the whole Sabbath day thing isn't really a thing anymore. Like, people still go to church on Sundays, obviously, and that's, if you do that, that is perfectly fine. Everything's closed on Sundays, which is absurd because in Australia, pretty much nothing's closed on Sundays. It's very rare for a shop to be like, oh, we're only open Monday to Saturday. I think banks are closed on Sundays though in Australia. I'm not sure. Banks have weird opening hours. They close at like 4 p.m, which is annoying sometimes. But yes, so everything's closed, so it's like, what am I meant to do on a Sunday? Especially because that's my day off. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here and twiddle my thumbs. Can we just pause for a second and appreciate my nails? Yes, I'm very happy. I got red because my youngest au pair son said that I should get red, so I did. But yes, anyway, so now on to number three. So, Germany likes to say, oh yeah, Deutschland is so multicultural, and so, which means it's very multicultural, which is, to some degrees, yes, but, does not cut even close to Australia's multiculturalness. I remember when I first got to Germany, I was in Leverkusen with a friend of mine, and I went to school with her for 2 weeks because why not, right? And, in her classroom, it was, there was one girl who wore a hijab, but then everyone else, like even the girl in hijab, she was pale skinned. So everyone in the class was white, and I'm fully aware I am white, like I'm not dumb, but it was weird. I'm not used to that, having grown up in Australia. We're constantly surrounded by people from all different cultures. In our classrooms, it's never just a classroom of just Caucasians. It's a mix of everyone from everywhere, and I love that so much. It's great. So coming here, it was a bit of a culture shock that there wasn't really any other cultures. Now I'm in my A1 course, so my German course. I'm surrounded by lots of people from other cultures because we're all learning German together, so that's really good because I don't know, I feel more comfortable when there's other cultures around, because otherwise I think it's just boring otherwise, really. And even though at my friend's school they're all German and I'm Australian, so technically they're another culture but different ethnicities and stuff, I don't know, I just feel better when I'm surrounded by people who not necessarily don't look alike to me, but have different experiences, different stories, different backgrounds. I just find it so interesting and I just love it so much. Number 4. So clubs here, like going clubbing. I've been clubbing maybe 3 or 4 times here in Germany, and I haven't been clubbing much in Australia either. I was only 18 for like 2 or 3 months before I left for Germany, so yeah, I didn't go clubbing very much at all. But yeah, so in Australia, you go to the clubs, I think maybe at 10 or something. I don't know, like I said, I haven't been there much. But people are usually done at the clubs by maybe 2 or 3 at the latest, I think. Because we've got lockout laws, which, like, you can't enter a club or a bar or something after 2 a.m. So, well, that's the laws in Brisbane or Queensland, anyway. But then here in Germany, people are like, oh yeah, let's go clubbing. And they don't leave their houses till like 12:30, 1 a.m. They don't like leave the club until maybe 4 or 5 a.m. And I'm like, when are you meant to sleep? So I don't go clubbing all that much. And also it's, I don't know, I don't find it all that fun, but I don't know, I'm new to it and might find it fun a bit later on, but for the minute it's like, sleep is nice. So we'll see. Number 5. So chips or crisps or like a packet of, what do you call them? What do Americans call them? In the UK they call them crisps. We call them chips. What do they call them here? What do they call them in America? I don't know. You get it though. They're the potato chips that come in a packet. Those. Here in Germany, they have like, I feel like a very popular flavour is paprika flavour, which is capsicum for Australians. Or peppers, I think call them in America and stuff. But yeah, so they're just so bland. Like people are like, oh yeah, so flavourful and all this. I'm like, are we talking about the same country's chips? Because, and like even with like salt chips, which is, you know, you can't really go wrong with like your original chips. Yeah, when it's like, is there flavour on this? And then in Australia, the salt ones, you're like, I need some water, please. But that's like a, I don't know, not a big thing, but I guess I don't eat as many chips now because I don't find them as tasty. But, you know, so it's probably a good thing. Number 6, smiling. Now, in Australia, we're raised, like at school we're taught, when you walk past someone or you see someone, you smile at them. And just because you never know what they're sort of going through or what's going on in their day. So giving them a smile could brighten their day up just a little bit. But here in Germany, you walk past someone, their head goes down. It's like, you're walking past and I get ready to smile and they, like, their eyes go, like, drop down to the ground and they like, bow their head a bit and just keep walking. And it's like, oh. And then some people who do see me smile, I'm just like, get a bit uneasy. The other day someone smiled back at me though, which was really nice. But yeah, it's just so odd. And like even with holding doors open, this is a little thing like underneath the smiling, I guess. But holding doors open and like basic things like that, they don't really do that. I did that for a friend of mine, or a few friends here in Germany. I held the door open and they're like, what? They were confused because no one holds doors open for anyone, which, what? Because it's not like not even for chivalry, it's just polite. I don't know, but these are little nitpicky things, so, And number 7, bilingualism, the ability to speak more than one language. I find really cool here that most people can speak at least 2 languages, or at least 1.5 languages, because in Australia, if you aren't an immigrant, usually we can't speak more than just English. So I think it's really cool here that they start learning, for for example, they start learning English in grade 4 or year 4 or 4th grade or whatever you want to call it. But they start learning English from a very young age, and then they can, by the end of high school, not speak fluently obviously, but they, I don't know, are able to carry conversations and stuff in English, which I just find amazing that people are able to learn that just in school, and they do it to a degree where these kids become adults who are bilingual, which is amazing because we get the opportunity to learn languages in school. I think we also start in grade 4, and I did French from grade 4 till grade 9. Maybe it was grade 3 to grade 9. I'm not sure. I did 6 or 7 years of French, and you can choose to continue it all the way through to year 12. But I know even my friends who continued all the way to year 12, I don't think that they can have fluent conversations because we don't learn it as intensely, I feel. Because I know they have their English lessons numerous times a week, whereas we would have our language class once a week or twice a week at most, I think. So I think it's a really amazing opportunity for people here to, and I don't know, and as someone who doesn't really speak much German, it makes it so much easier on me because with me trying to speak my German, if they can tell I'm struggling, they can help me out, and we can speak a little bit of English together, and so it really does help, especially as a foreign person. But yeah, I just think it's so amazing that they get the opportunity to speak multiple languages and are so good at it. Number 8. So, the animals are different. Oh, I bet you wouldn't have known that. But obviously in Australia we've got some pretty unique animals, like we've got our kangaroos, we've got koalas, we've got kookaburras, which is, I don't know, I think they're nicknamed like the laughing bird or something like that. And Tassie devils and all that sort of stuff, Tasmanian devils. But yeah, so we've got some pretty cool animals in Australia. But here, our birds, they're so abusive with their sounds that they make. It's like you wake up in the morning, like in shows and stuff where it's like beautiful harmonies and stuff. You wake up to like birds like screaming at each other. Not always, but it's sometimes the case. But here, I remember also one time when I first got to Germany, because I'm used to it now, but I was in the bathroom of my friend's house and I heard like a little almost squeaking sound, and I was trying to see, was it the window squeaking, the shower door or something? I couldn't figure out what it was. And then I stood there for a minute and I realised, so the window's open, and I'm like, it's birds. The birds are so petite sounding, so, I don't know, they're so cute and little it was just, I don't know, thought I'd add that in because it's just a funny story. But yeah, because our bird, I might try and insert like a clip of Aussie birds because yeah, they are noisy. Then also like squirrels are amazing. Squirrels, because we don't have squirrels in Australia. So when I first saw a squirrel, it's like, what? It's so, I don't know, it just sort of blew my mind. Not really blew my mind, but like, whoa, it was so cool. And then when I got to Bremen, I was going through the Burger Park, which is a park near here, and I was on my bike. There was a squirrel just sitting on the ground, and I stopped and I took some photos of it, and I've watched it. They're so cute and little and like fluffy and whoa. Also, another thing that Germans love to do is make English speaking people, or just people in general, try and say squirrel in German. I'm not great at it, but something along the lines of like Eichhörnchen or something like that. And anyone who's German or knows German would laugh at me for the way I said that, but so essentially the English way of saying it would be Aishonshin, but like the German way is like Eichhörnchen, something like that. But yeah, it's apparently very difficult. Well, it is very difficult for English speakers, especially to try and say. So German people like to try and make us say it. Number 9. Tea. Not like tea as in spill the tea, but like tea. Germans aren't really big tea drinkers, they're mostly coffee drinkers. But as someone who's not really a coffee drinker, I like iced coffee, but like coffee itself, not the biggest fan. I love tea though. Tea is like, I love it. In Australia we've got a brand, in Australia we've got a brand called T2, so it's like T and then 2, like the number, and I love it. I have, at my mum's house in Australia, I have a cupboard just dedicated to teas, and it's filled with T2 teas, and then there's also some high living teas, but I like T2. And oh gosh, I love tea so much. But here it's not really a big thing, and the teas they do have aren't actually tea, they're just like fruit things that you make hot. So like they're teas that don't have any tea leaves, they're just, I would call it warm juice. And I'm not the biggest fan of the warm juice. But yeah, so I like just a good English breakfast. You can do so much with English breakfast. You can have it black tea, white tea, sweet tea. You can have it, I don't know, all different ways. You can make it iced. It's great. But they don't sell English breakfast tea here. Well, they do, but it's not the easiest to come across. And so I found like Assam tea or something, and it comes close. But it's weird because like England's just like 2 steps that way, so you'd think that English breakfast tea wouldn't be hard to come across, considering we have so much of it in Australia. It's like one of the 2 main options. So you get English breakfast or green tea. And I mean, they've got green tea here, which is nice, but they don't sell in like big boxes. They sell in like little box of 20 tea bags at €2 or €3. It's like, yeah, I got a box of, I think, 50 of the Assam tea, and it only cost me like 75 cents. So I was like, tea for me. Love it. Filing number 10. So prices of things. Prices of things here vary sort of in comparison to in Australia, obviously. Like, for example, getting my nails done. So what I got was, I wanted to get shellac, but the lady was like, no, gel's better. So I ended up getting gel because she wasn't going to drop the gel thing. But yeah, so these cost me €35. I don't know how much that is in Aussie dollars, but I would say it's like between the $45 to $55 mark, which is expensive, because I can get, at the particular nail salon that I like in Australia, I can get a full set of like acrylic extension things with shellac or gel over the top, and it'll cost me maybe $20-25 at most, which is, I think, about €15-ish. Don't quote me on these conversions, but it's around that. And but yeah, it's just the price differences for like the nail, like the self-care, the cosmetic stuff. It's not self-care, it's cosmetic. But like stuff like that, the price difference is insane. But then you got things like food. Certain foods cost more or less. Like, for example, chips cost less, and I think some produce and chocolates cost less. So a lot of their foods cost less, which is nice. It's really good. But then, I don't know, going out to eat costs more, because there's a burger place that's quite nice, and it costs like €10 for a burger. And then in my Aussie mind, I'm like, oh yeah, €10 for a burger, that's cool, that's easy. Like, here's 10, and I get my burger, and it's good. But then I go, wait a minute, I just spent $16 on a burger, because the conversion's rate, it's like $1.67. So I spent $16 on a burger. What? But what can you do, I guess? I just gotta remember that it's a lot more. But yes. And then clothes, apparently there's a clothing tax here. So clothes here cost more, which is fine. I mean, I don't really need to buy any clothes because I feel like I bought enough from Australia. It's just I buy clothes if I want some more clothes. I don't necessarily need some, like if I want to change up my wardrobe. But I think I bought some pretty sort of neutral stuff with me so I can dress them up or down as I like. So guys, that was my 10 differences about Germany to Australia. I hope you liked the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want. Positivity is preferred. Ring the little bell. I think that's all the things that you've got to say. Go follow me on social media, well, on my Instagram. It's at Joseph the Juzzle, or Joseph_the_Juzzle. Yes, I hope everyone has a lovely day or lovely evening, depending on when you're watching this. Bye, guys.